Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Susan from Back to Home Healthcare, um, Health and Wellness. Today we're going to dig into Meal Prepping 101. So I'm going to share some tips with you that I've learned over the course of the 5 years of my fitness journey. So I want to start off with first just letting you know some of the supplies and tools that you'll need in order to do a proper meal prepping. Okay. So first, you are definitely going to need to get yourself a food scale. Okay, you can usually get these at Walmart or Amazon for about $5 or $10. Okay, um, measuring cups. You gotta have some measuring cups. Okay. Also, you're gonna need measuring spoons. Okay, and I'll show you some of the tools that you can use these measuring spoons and measuring cups with. My preference is um, the containers, okay? Everyone asks me, Susan, where do you get containers from? I usually get them from Amazon. I usually like these containers specifically because they give you the containers that the compartments that show you you should be putting your protein, you should be putting your starch, and you should be putting your vegetables, okay? Now, these are plastic, so that's going to depend on what you decide you want to do. Some people are going with the glass containers. Either way, you could decide which one you want. I kind of go with all three of them. And then we have the plastic ones, which are, again, you can get these at Walmart, Big Y, Kmart, Amazon, okay, and they're very, very cheap. So in lieu of time, I've already this morning I got up and I actually did some cooking so that we could just get right into the meal prepping. Okay. So as you can see right now, I actually made a tossed salad. I threw some eggs in, cucumbers. Um, I did some tomatoes, but you could do whatever you choose in your salad. One of the things about meal prepping and lifestyle change is that people have this fixation that the only way you're going to lose weight is through eating salads. That is so untrue, right? You could have just about anything. It's all about moderation, it's all about measuring, and it's all about sparingly eating, right? Okay. So I have changed over from eating white rice on my journey. And then I went to brown rice, I went to couscous, and somehow I ended up now I'm doing cauliflower rice. Absolutely fantastic. Um, I did some mixed vegetables, broccoli, carrots, um, cauliflower mix, kind of season them up, throw some butter in it. You're all set, I'll tell you. One of the things I definitely want to showcase is our avocados. Our avocados are our healthy fats. You want to make sure that you're getting your healthy fats in daily, okay? All right. For protein, I did some meatballs. I did some turkey meatballs. I did some beef meatballs. And we'll talk about how much you should be eating as far as your protein, okay? Also, I did some boneless pear seared chicken tenders. I threw some onions on top of them. Man, I'll tell you, once this hits with this rice, fantastic. Everybody's favorite, right? Hamburgers. People believe that you can't eat healthy and you're not supposed to have hamburger. Well, I eat hamburger, I eat turkey burgers, just depends. But it's going back to how much I should be eating. That's the key. And of course, I couldn't forget my husband because I meal prep my husband's food. And I'll show you what I meal prep for him. Totally different, but he still believes that he is on his weight loss journey or fitness journey. So I make it look good and I just meal prep. As far as, so let's talk about how much you should be eating, right? Look, I'm going to do, for example, for a woman. If you just want to kind of cut your calories in half, remember, it takes 3,500 calories to lose 1 pound a week. So if you're eating, let's say, 4,000 calories a day, even if you dropped and decreased your calories by 1,000 calories per day, every day for 7 days, you would lose weight. It's not rocket science about losing weight. It's how many calories are in and how many calories are out. Hi, Tia, how are you? Thank you for joining us. So let's talk about that. One of the apps that I personally use is MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal is a great app. It actually will help you determine how many calories you should be eating every day, right? Because if you're eating too many calories and you're not burning the calories, you're going to continue to lose weight. Okay, it's there's no hidden secret about it. It's how many calories you put in, how many calories you're burning out. Okay, so for instance, someone like myself, I'll give you an example of how I prep my food. Um, I intake about 1,500 calories per day, but I also work out and I burn about 700 calories per day. Okay, so let's say 800 calories in excess. So when we talk about calories, there's something called macronutrients, carbs, fats, and proteins. Okay, so we all know that our carbs are from our rice, our protein is our meats. How I set up my daily intake is I've gone on MyFitnessPal and I broke down my macronutrients. So my proteins a day are normally about 135 grams of protein per day. Okay. Uh, my carbs are about 100 grams. My fats are about 80 grams. We all know that every single thing that we eat has a carb, a protein, or a fat in it. Okay. So I'm just going to show you briefly how I break down my food. For women, I'm just going to give you an example of women. If you want to know how many ounces, say you don't want to do MyFitnessPal, that's fine. It might be too complicated. It might be a step that you want to do later on. Okay, I'm going to give you a general idea. For women, the average woman should be having at least, if we're talking chicken, 4 to 5 ounces, okay, per meal. Okay, so for instance, as I go over here to my scale, I turn my scale on to ounces. Okay, as you can see, it has ounces and grams, so it just really depends on how you want to measure your food. Okay, I'll show you a sample of how I measure. So what I'll do is I will take the chicken and I will measure it. And right now that says 2 ounces. Well, I've already said that I want to have 4 ounces per meal. So now I'm going to add another one. That will give me 4 ounces of chicken. Okay, so I'm going to take that chicken and I'm going to move it over to my tray. Mind you, just in the lieu of time, I put some cauliflower macaroni and cheese in there, and I'll tell you about what your carbs should look like. Okay, so 4 ounces, 5 ounces for women for chicken. For men can do somewhere between 6 and 7 ounces. Okay, now if we're talking hamburger for women, I recommend 4 ounces. Okay, so you would measure that 4 ounce and then you would put it in your container. Okay, for men, sorry ladies, men always have it good. They can go anywhere from 5 to 7 ounces with ground beef. Okay, it's just the way it is for them, unfortunately. For us, we get the lower end of it. Salad, let's talk about our veggies. I recommend anytime you're having any kind of vegetables, you should be doing at least 2 cups of veggies. Okay, so let me just go over here to this screen here because I'm closer to my measuring cups. Vegetables, 2 cups. Now that doesn't mean you take the vegetables and you're stuffing them in. We don't want to see that. We want to nicely see you place them in and probably give about an inch, maybe a half an inch of this cup. I'll show you and demonstrate. Let me just put this in here. Okay. So as you can see, As you can see, the cup is halfway full. Let me just get you. Oh, sorry. Notice how I have it. That's considered a cup of vegetables. What you don't want to do is do this, because some of us will pile it and pack it. We shouldn't be packing our vegetables. We should be technically measuring. But if you don't have measuring cups, I always say the best thing to do is to use your food scale. Because of the circumference of the cup can give you more volume, which will give you more of a measurement. So I just take my vegetables, put it on I put a napkin on, and I just get my vegetables and I bring them over. That says 3 ounces. We all know if you're measuring on a scale, you're measuring for 4 ounces on the scale, okay? So I just take my vegetables and I put them in. Voila. My meal prepping is complete. Look at that, right? All of these covers, all these trays come with covers. Now, what I don't want you to do is when you make this wonderful salad, a lot of times, what do? We get our salad dressing, and the next thing you know, we're squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. If you read the back of this label, it tells you that 2 tablespoons are 9 grams of carbs and 80 calories. So remember, if you're using MyFitnessPal and you only get 1,300 calories for the day, you've now used probably about 160 to 200 calories of your 1,300 calories. So now you're down to 900 calories because you use salad dressing. Let me show you the measuring cup, okay? The measuring spoon. So technically, you should be using this measuring cup, okay? This measuring spoon to measure your salad. Do not waste your calories on your salad dressing. How many of us have done that? We've got a beautiful salad. We've got our protein. All of a sudden, we say, oh, we can't lose weight. We're not losing weight. I've been eating salads all week long. All week long, I've been eating salads. Salads are not the only way to lose weight. Moderation of what you eat daily is going to be the key on how you lose weight. Some of these tools are going to be very helpful. So people say to me all the time, Susan, that's time consuming. It can be time consuming. I get it. But this is about your health, right? The things we used to do years ago, the foods that we used to eat years ago, some of us can't eat those things. I hear people always asking me, Susan, no, you're too strict. Believe it or not, I eat a lot of things that you'd be surprised about. For instance, a lot of you guys know that I love carrot cake. I still have carrot cake. I eat it, but I eat it in moderation, right? But I also weigh the carrot cake, or I measure carrot cake, because I don't want to have empty calories. Okay, so I just want to show you my husband's meal prep. Ours look a little different. So I'm going to turn the camera for a second, or actually I'll bring it up and show it to you. So I've done some trays already that are already prepared. So this is our salad with vegetables, meatballs, and cauliflower. Hopefully you can see that. I did a salad with cauliflower, broccoli, boneless, skinless chicken with onions. And I did cauliflower, macaroni, cheese with salad, broccoli, and a hamburger. If you notice, I got 2 sides of vegetables in each of my trays. You want to make sure that you have. Now, here's my husband's tray. He has his white rice. He has his hey, don't judge him. He's learning. Rice for him with baked steak. So he's no longer eating fried steak, but he's making some moderation. Okay. But overall, let's just get back to this whole thing about meal prepping. Meal prepping is so overrated. We've been doing this for so long. It's really just glorified leftovers and putting it in a tray. Somebody has a question. Let me see what it says. Ronald, is this being recorded? It is being recorded, Ronald. You can definitely see it on YouTube. If you subscribe, I appreciate it. And we're definitely going to be looking into doing a couple more sessions so that people can understand how to read food labels. That's which is huge. One of my biggest things is that we put a lot of things in our body, but we're not reading the food labels. The food labels are absolutely huge because that's going to tell you how much food you're intaking. So again, if you're trying to lose weight, the goal is to not cut everything out, not to stop eating, because if you stop eating, you're going to put your body into starvation mode. Then your body's going to say, oh my goodness, Susan, when is the next time you're going to feed me? It will then hold on to the food that you previous had, will not release it. So let's talk about a little bit about an exercise. You knew I was going to get into that. Had to go into the exercise, and then we'll jump back into the meal prep, and then we'll close it out. If I didn't get your questions, I definitely will get to them as soon as I finish the broadcast. What's walking? Let's talk about exercising. 30 minutes a day. I want to challenge everyone to get out, walk at least 30 minutes a day. There's so much going on right now in the world. The most important thing is to make sure that you keep your immune system up. We're making sure that you are exercising and you're eating good. There's tons of videos that you could do for exercising. I'm not recommending any specific one, but me myself, I've been using the Beachbody videos because I've had some deterrent about going to the gym. I set up right in my living room, and I work out 25 minutes a day. I actually have a couple of people that are working out with me, and we're challenging each other, we're pushing each other. So if you're looking for someone to push you, be prepared because I'm a fitness stalker, I call it. I want to see people live long. I want to see people live healthy, and I want to see people do the right thing. One of the reasons why I personally stay on this challenge is that I know that diabetes runs rapid in our family. High blood pressure runs rapid. I don't want the doctor to have to tell me what to eat and what not to eat. I want to be able to live my life freely. At 50 and a half, I feel absolutely fantastic, but it wasn't until I started changing the way I started eating. I started living different, drinking water. Technically, I drink about a gallon of water a day. Let's discuss water really quickly before we close out this broadcast. Questions are coming in so much, I can't even keep up with them. I need info on your, absolutely. I'll definitely send you some information. If you need to reach out to me, you can reach out to me on Facebook, or you can call me directly at 857-207-9480. I'll be more than happy to help you. I also have a group called Inspired Fitness that we had a couple of years ago with my partner, Alexis Kaysen. We have been considering kind of regrouping this because we're seeing the need for people to get care, health and wellness assistance. There's no charge. I just ask that you pay it forward. So if I'm helping you with your fitness journey, then you help someone else. Okay. And if anyone knows me, they know they can call me and ask me just about anything. The only thing that I just don't have time for, unfortunately, is to meal prep for people. But if you want to come and join me while I do a meal prep, we can do it over the phone. We could do a virtual meal prep. Again, there's so many questions about this topic, and I definitely want to be able to answer them. So I am going to do another meal prep topic. But just overall, just to recap on everything that we discussed today, meal prep, get yourself some containers, like I mentioned over here, sorry. Get yourself some containers that you could pack your food up in. Just be mindful not to pack the food in. You got to start measuring your food. We said protein for women, especially fish and chicken. Women, you could do 4 to 5 ounces. Men, you could do 6 to 8 ounces. Steak, women, you could do 4 to 5. Men, you could do 6 to 8. Okay. Carbohydrates. Let's talk about that. For all you people that just cannot get past that, those carbs, I want you to start to measure your carbohydrates. Okay. Start off slow. Don't want you to go into a carb flu. And what I'm recommending is for women, 3/4 cups of carbs. So if you say, Susan, I can't get rid of this rice, I gotta have rice. Okay, let's start the weaning process. Let's start the moderation process. 3 to 3/4 cup for women. Okay, that means your rice or sweet potatoes should be a quarter of this cup. So you should be filling your rice up to this. Men, you can have a cup of rice, okay? Let's just finish up with a couple more healthy carbs. I like to eat sweet potatoes. If I'm doing sweet potatoes, I do sweet potatoes. I do the brown rice if I have to. Couscous is a great rice as well. But if you really like that rice, I just need you to stop measuring the rice. Measuring it, weigh it, okay? So remember, to recapture all this again, we want to make sure that you're doing the right protein amount for your body, okay? I want you to start measuring your carbohydrates. Your vegetables. Each time you have a meal, you should definitely be having at least 2 cups of vegetables. But did you know that literally everything that is sitting on this tabletop has carbs in it? I didn't realize that until about 5 years ago. Look on the back when you get a chance, when you get off this live, go and look at your vegetables. And your vegetables have carbs in it, okay? Cauliflower has carbs in it. Your spinach has carbs in it. Nearly a lot of things have carbs in it. So if you want to start decreasing your carbs, start looking and reading the back of the label. The next live that we will be having will be based on reading nutritional values. Maybe we'll do like a 5-part story on this. And I apologize for not getting to everyone's answers, their questions. I definitely will come off this live and answer all the questions being in. Once again, I want to thank you for joining Back to Home Healthcare. And if you liked this broadcast, this live broadcast, go on over and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that I can keep bringing you all of these great topics. And if you have a topic for me related to health and wellness, let me know. Thank you for joining us today.